Hello guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the Free Hammers. It's Luke here, and the next big Premier League preview is West Ham versus Norwich that kicks off at 3 o'clock on Saturday. Become a bit of a must-win game. We need to stop this sort of rut of bad performances and really trying to put in a statement performance to pull ourselves back in and stay in that top four hunt going into the next, what I would call some favourable fixtures. Norwich are currently in 20th, bottom of the league with 10 points. They've only had 2 wins so far this season. They've lost their last 3 games. That was including Villa, Manchester United and Spurs. Pukki is their top goal scorer. We know about him. You know, he had a great run a couple of years ago, you know, where he won Player of the Month and looked like a real top player. And he can, you know, he can on his day be very, very dangerous. They like to play the 4-4-3 formation. Their team is currently, you know, riddled with COVID. There's a lot of players out. Rupp and Sargent, which may make way for places for ex-Hammer Sammy Byram, if you remember him. Zimmerman's out, Kabak's out, and Haaland's back. So that, again, there is still question marks on whether this game will even go ahead. You know, if they have another couple of COVIDs tomorrow, you know, an early Saturday, then potentially this game could get called off. But we'll see. We'll wait and see where that goes. In terms of their strengths, there's not many. There was just one apparently protecting leads. So when they do actually get the lead, they are quite good at protecting it on the 2 occasions that they probably have this season. Their weaknesses are finishing. They don't score a lot of goals. Defending against skillful players, aerial duels they find difficult. Defending against wing play and the through ball they get caught out quite a bit. Their style of players, they like to take long shots and attack down the left-hand side quite a lot. Last time we played them was great, 4-0 win, 4 goals from Mikel Antonio. My God, does that man need a goal? He's not scored in a lot of games and he's starting to get a lot of critics, me included. I'm getting increasingly frustrated with him. But again, there's got to be some of that down to Moyes and the scouting system that they didn't go and buy a striker. Again, did not go and buy a striker. You know, we've brought in Vlasic, who's not had enough football for me, and not played enough, and not been as impactful enough as probably they imagine he would be, and how well that money could have been spent on other players that were out there that have scored goals. Armstrong, the guy at Palace, whose name escapes me off the top of my head. You got the guy at Southampton who we could have got in. There's so many options, and if they do not go and buy one in January, it's going to be just a disgrace. You know, go and get someone in. Someone will want to come in and be hungry for West Ham. But yeah, that's a completely different conversation. But it is really starting to frustrate me now, this striker situation. Last time at the London Stadium, we did win 2-0. You know, with a fairly good record against them. You know, that's the first ever game I went to actually as a kid. Was West Ham Norwich. 2 goals for Tony Cottee on the day, long time ago. So it's always been a fixture, you know, that holds a little bit of, you know, nostalgia for me, this game. Their manager, Dean Smith, has played West Ham 5 times, never beaten us as a manager. 2 draws and 3 losses, obviously a couple of them coming for Aston Villa. David Sullivan versus David Moyes played each other 4 times as a manager. 0 wins for Dean Smith. I said David Sullivan there, didn't I? Dean Smith, 1 draw and 3 losses. David Moyes versus Norwich. He's played 14 times against Norwich. He's won 19 times as a manager. 3 draws and 2 losses. Looking at us, obviously the sending off to Sofal has opened up a door for Harrison Ashby. Buzzing for him. Absolutely buzzing for him. I hope, you know, he takes this opportunity with both hands. Massive opportunity. He looked really, really good in the Zagreb game, putting some wonderful balls in. And the few times I have seen him play, he looks probably the most ready out of those young ones that have come in. You know, looks like he could do a job. And Norwich is it'll be a good test for him, a good chance for him if he does play. I think he will. Yeah, good luck to the young lad, and I hope he does really, really well, because I think, yeah, he's got a massive chance. Who would have thought that, you know, in terms of right backs, you would have been thinking, you know, you got Sofal, then probably Fredericks, then Johnson, and then you'd have to go that far back to get Ashby a chance, but he has got his chance. Let's hope he does well. Hopefully Cresswell's back, but there's rumours that he will be back. God, do we need him for set pieces. I don't want us to become a set piece team, as it were, but it's such a weapon, and it's when we do get a corner, when we do get a free kick in and around the penalty box, it's like a penalty. You know, we're so good, and Cresswell's delivery so good that you know, teams fear us getting a corner, and it would just be nice to have that asset back. Also, it gives us that release, that quick release that Cresswell has. You know, he doesn't dilly on the ball. He will ping it to Antonio. He will ping it down the line to Fornells or whoever's on that side at the time, and it just gets us in that attack a bit quicker. And that's definitely something that wasn't there, and it hasn't been there for a couple of games that he hasn't played. I've got no issue with Diop and Dawson. Obviously, Dawson, you know, slightly at fault for the goal the other day with Martinelli, but I've got to say that apart from that, he's been fantastic. You know, body on the line. And, you know, a game like Norwich should really suit him. Diop has looked good as well. The defence is not the issue. Fabianski and the defence are not the issue. Like, you know, there's only so much they can do before you've got to start scoring goals. What's happened is the goals have dried up. And we're just lacking a bit of dynamism and, you know, that ability to put it in the net and, you know, break teams down. And it probably will be that sort of situation against Dean Smith's Norwich at the weekend, you know, which they might have bodies behind, and we'll see what happens. Obviously, Rice and Soucek picked themselves, and it's, you know, it's very bare bones anyway at the minute in terms of whether it's Benrahma, Fornells, Bowen, or Lanzini keeps his place. I thought Lanzini did okay. You know, he tries, he really does try, and he tries to get the ball moving, but just things are not going well. Antonio, me personally, I think this is a game where you could put Bowen in up top, and he would do okay in it, and then play Lanzini, Benrahma, and Fornells behind him. But I don't think David Moyes will do that. I think he will still go with Antonio. But if Antonio, you know, if he puts in another performance like he has been recently, he does need to get dropped. He needs to, you know, just be aware that, you know, he's not insurmountable. You know, he can be taken out if needed. You know, and it needs a little bit of pressure on him in terms of when a new striker will come in. You know, it's like well, this guy's going to come in and he's coming to take your place, and I think that is why a new striker is desperately needed to be bought. I've gone from a super optimistic West Ham fan a few weeks ago of being really like, I don't fear anyone, I think we'll beat anyone, to a little bit nervous about this game, a little bit West Ham-itis-y and just fearing for the performance levels. And I don't know with this game, I really don't. You know, we should, you know, be quite comfortable in professional victory, like a 2-0 victory. But if we were to concede, I don't know, I can see the wobble starting to come into our mentality a little bit, and I'd be a little bit nervous if we were to go 1-0 down in this game. I'm going to predict that we will win, though. I think we just have enough, and we just need that win, just a little confidence win again, you know, just to get that confidence back up. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I'll be back for a review after the game. Yeah, thanks for staying loyal, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video this morning. Apologies for the lighting. Like I say, it was so dark. When was I walking down there? 7:20 this morning. I was walking down there. Anyway, come on, you irons. Keep believing. Things will get better again. Just going through a little bit of a blip. Things will turn around. Let's go.